As you know, and many of you have been on our discussions, the GDF group discussions around FinP2P. And we already got some assets in production in FinP2P. We had with a US bank an ESG bond launch and so on. But what we are doing today is quite unique because we're actually launching a product that is natively digital, issued on Archax with a router based on the FinP2P technology, connected to the FinP2P technology, the buy-side router of TomNext. And then we actually have buyers coming in and buy. And what we want to show you today is a live transaction of what it actually means to buy a money market fund on an interoperable tokenization technology. And this is big, not because of the underlying technology. This is big because the commercial use case is interesting. So I want today to kind of have a quick discussion and tell you, first of all, how it works. How are we able to enable people to buy a money market fund, instant buy and instant redeem, as opposed to what's available in the market, that product is not available today. And then I will have Itai discuss a little bit about why this is important, why this is a killer product. And Nadav is actually going to do a transaction in which we're going to do a purchase of some money market fund through this platform to show that the Rails actually works. And this will be a very important milestone for the FinP2P protocol because it's actually going live in production. So first question to you, Graham. How are we actually enabling instant money market fund purchase, redeem, and so on through your platform?
Yeah, I think we get there through a series of steps. I think we're all striving towards a phase 2 where this is always available real time. Right now, Archax was always built to face institutions. We want to distribute to as many institutions as possible and make them interoperable, which is why we need to work with networks. What we're able to do, we're a custodian, we're a market, and we're a broker. So we're able to do peer-to-peer transactions, which we're demonstrating today, where we can do real-time transactions into the money market fund. But where we want to get to is real-time transactions, subscriptions, and redemptions. And there's a few ways that we can do that. So I don't want to bore everyone with regulation, but CSD regulation exists, which means things that trade on a secondary market needs to be on a CSD at the moment. So we're looking at ways to do that. But interestingly, in the UK, we're introducing a financial market infrastructure sandbox next year, much like the DLT pilot regime in Europe, which will enable us hopefully to have these natively digital and then be able to have them tradable in a secondary market beforehand. So, this, like you say, this money market fund, in this rate environment is interesting for people. They get the return, but with the technology as well, it's not like having a traditional money market fund. The ability to hold it, transfer it, trade it, use it as collateral, they're really exciting for people. So we're seeing a lot of interest in this right now.
So yeah, over to you, Itai. Why do you see this as exciting for your market?
Well, thanks, Ami. So it's strange to be excited about a product that was invented in 1971. Which is when money market funds were invented, and they are the original stablecoin. If you really think of predating blockchain, crypto markets, etc., people wanted a full yield-bearing $1 equals $1 asset because at the time banks were prohibited from paying what I would call the market rate of interest. Now you have money market funds that pay, what is we consider the market rate of interest, but they sit on legacy security rails, which means they have a lot of great features. You get your 5+% in dollars, et cetera, but you can only redeem at the end of the day through your securities account. Then the next day the cash hits your account, and then you have to do something you want to do with the cash, buy securities, wire it out, et cetera. So it's on an inefficient rail, it's on a legacy rail. So when we take a product that is as old as a money market fund and put it on a modern rail, we can do all of the things that Graham was describing, things like encumber it. Things like, I can get interest all the way up until the point that I need to make payroll 30 minutes from now, and then I can sell it in a secondary market transaction or redeem it, and I can create that kind of cash efficiency. Now, again, if interest rates are zero forever, very difficult, but my personal view, and I've spent quite a long time in macro and markets, it's very unlikely we're going back to zero interest rates anytime soon. So we're really taking a product that had these great features invented before I was born, and now moving it onto a modern rail and unlocking more features, which will add to the value of money market funds.
Great, and Nadav, from the point of view of, on the one side you're an asset manager, on the other side you're managing a lot of treasury, right? as well as personal wealth as well. But from the point of view of Treasury, what is the advantage of being able to buy into a money market fund where you get the instant go in and redeem?
So when you ask the question to most asset managers, and in our case we're managing 6 billion euros of properties which generate rent. So if you take, average rent 5%, that's a lot of money that gets accumulated over time. And at zero interest rates, nobody cared. And we've gotten into some really bad habits. I think what we have here is extremely exciting because suddenly we have a treasury function that is efficient. So instead of other people making money on that money that sits in someone's account, we make the money and we provide additional return to our shareholders on the cash that's collected. And for us, this is really exciting because what happens now is the Treasury has all of the spare cash in the money market fund, earning interest, and it can use it essentially as a Treasury facility to pay for either securities or if they need to use it for normal working capital on an immediate basis. So it is a revolution for Treasuries. And it's something that, the T+1, the T+2 that's currently the going concern, this is what happens, is a huge block to most cautious treasurers who want immediate access because they will be called on for liquidity on an immediate basis. And this solves this problem immediately, and it does it with them looking as heroes because they receive additional income that wasn't there before.
Yeah, so when I was talking earlier this day with Matt from Goldman Sachs, he was talking about how this market scales. You need products that people really, really want, and you need the products that scale, and you need them in production. So let's see what production looks like. Anthony? So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a live trade over the FinP2P network. Again, the tokenization engine is sitting on Archax. The blockchain used is Hedera. Right, and then that's connected to basically a sell-side router. And through a sell-side router provided by Ownera, they can use FinP2P to basically broadcast and allow buyers to buy from any basically buy-side institution that has a buy-side router. So we put a buy-side router against TomNext, and now Nadav is going to try and do the transaction.
So this is me as the treasurer now.
Can you remove the zoom? Remove the zoom. Minimize the zoom.
Almost.
Nearly.
Here we go.
That's better.
Okay, so what you can see here is my account with TomNext. I can click the money market that I'm interested in, and I can just take almost the entire amount. I decide which account I'm going to use, and I'm going to buy £500,000 worth of money market, and this will be the quickest money market transaction you've ever seen. And it's done. I'm now a proud owner of £500,000. Thank you very much.
Okay. So that's basically the launch of, after 2.5 years of work on FinP2P, going into production with something that is really scalable and clients want and so on. So, and as you can see, you can all go to TomNext and start registering to try it. And there's a little treat since we've been working on FinP2P together for so long. We have some champagne for everybody, so please have some fun. Thank you.
Thank you.
There you go. So that was a real transaction, that was real money. I can tell you the technology was built a while back, so if you want to know what we were doing the last few weeks was making sure that all the regulation was clear and approved, Archax and everything that's going on here in terms of that distribution. And there's been a bit of a race on because there's a number of projects that are going to production in the next few months. And it's the start of a wave, right? We're all at a really important moment in time where it takes a while for traditional finance to adopt new technologies, and everybody's known intellectually the potential of this. Everybody's built the technology, and now it's about legal the processes taking that to production. To that end, we want to help other firms through our group get to production next year.